Welcome to the World Karate Federation's second Karate1 Premier League of the 2024 season. As we mark the halfway stage of the season, the competition returns to Turkey, one of the main hubs of the sport in Europe. This is the 8th time the country has played host to the prestigious tournament, and the venue for the competition is situated in the Mediterranean coastal city of Antalya. It comes to you live from the Daima Biz Resort Hotel Sport Complex. Our program is being broadcast on selected TV networks around the world. And here is the setup for this afternoon's session. The Premier League Antalya 2024. All of the gold medal bouts. Starting off with the male minus 75 kilogram, moving through, alternating between Kumite and Kata. And I have lots more information coming to you to talk about all of the athletes that are going to be represented. And to join me to provide you with live commentary is one of Australia's top competitors, Commonwealth champion, the team captain for Australia, a FISU world medalist, a Karate1 Premier League medalist, Mitchell Durham. Welcome, Mitchell.
Thanks, Billy. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's great to have you. I mean, as a coach, I would love to see coaches on the tatami with their athletes. As an athlete, I'd love to see you on the tatami competing. But it's our great honor to have you here. Now, I understand it's the first time you've been a commentator.
Yeah.
So just share your experiences of what it feels like to be on the mat. First time you were competing, no different first time when you're commentating. Bit nervous, I can understand that, but not as nervous as these guys are going to be when we get them in a moment onto the tatami. But welcoming, first of all of the officials for the competition, 4 judges, and for those who are not so familiar with the rules of karate, there are 4 judges whose job it is to provide scores. And the referees, the center referee, their job is to oversee the smooth running of the bout. They will impose warnings and penalties. They will award and announce the scores as we go through. Now, when we start, the judges will go away from the tatami behind the screens, and we'll show you what we mean by that in a moment. But the first athlete onto the area is from Turkey, and this is Omar Faruk Your. Now, as you can see here, 11 yukos, 1 wazari, and Ippon's on the way through. That's the score. That's the way he did this. So, Mitchell, what do you know about these guys?
It's actually quite funny to start with my division, 75 kilograms. I really wish I was there, but unfortunately these guys made it, and dynamic fighters, seriously. Yuru really controls the fight, and he makes you make mistakes. So it's going to be an interesting one. Okay,
now, Ur is up against a tough cookie because he's got to contend with Abdallah Abdelaziz. Abdallah Abdelaziz is the current world champion. He is also a World Games gold medalist. He is also an Olympian. My goodness me, he's done it all. 4 Karate1 Premier League wins he's had. He was first in Paris. He's also been 4 times a continental champion and a world silver medalist. What more can you do?
Honestly.
How will you overcome a guy like this?
It's going to be tough, but I think Yuru is the perfect man to do the job. Abdelaziz is just pure dominance, and it's going to be a tough one to fight. As you can see, he scored 6 Ippons in this course to get to the final, so you've got to watch those legs, especially coming from Egypt.
Now, an Ippon, if you don't know the terms of karate, the terms are in Japanese, and an Ippon is the bigger score. It's a 3-point score. You can use a Yuko, a 1-point score, a Wasari is a 2-point score, and an Ippon, a 3-point score. So look out for the big ones. Those kicks to the head, they're 3 points. Kicks to the body, 2 points. Punches are deemed as a 1-point score, a Yuko. 3-minute matches as we get underway. Our first gold medal, the male minus 75 kilogram in the second Karate1 Premier League of the season here in Antalya, Turkey. What are they thinking? What's the strategy? How are they going to make sure they win?
I think this first minute is going to be quite tense. They're going to, suss each other out, see if someone's going to make a mistake. I believe these boys have fought each other a couple of times. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
This is your division, Mitchell. You study these, no doubt. You watch the videos of them. You know what they do. What can we look out for?
Yeah, I've seen these guys fight a couple of times. I haven't had the pleasure to fight them yet. One day it'll come. But I know that Abdelaziz is very, very lethal with those kicks. And it's the same for Yurura as well. So I can imagine coming from the clinch. Yurura is very, very skillful in the clinch work, which is coming in close, chest to chest. So when there's an exchange, he will usually pull out.
And there was an exchange, as you said, and both of them going for 1-point scores. And as you see, there are 4 flags, 2 red, 2 blue. That signifies a point for each side. So there won't be any senchu given.
Correct.
The senchu is given when there is a no opposition point scored. So we'll look out for that.
Yurura has fantastic head movement, being able to dodge and weave. Abdelaziz needs to be accurate with his techniques.
Aynen. Tempoyu sen yap. Hiç vazgeçme ondan, evet. Hafif öne çık. Hafif, evet. Öne çıkabilirsin biraz.
So you have Abdelaziz in blue, kind of sitting in the center of the mat, just biding his time. Up comes that leg. My goodness, that was close.
Biraz daha güçlü.
Judges didn't go for it. Coach didn't believe it was a valid score, didn't go up for a video review. But it was mightily close. It was a warning to Yurura.
I think Yurura has a good decision to keep the circular movement in order to set up his attacks. I just don't think that if you attack Abdelaziz straight line, you're going to come out better.
But that movement around the tatami, that's going to sap his energy somewhat, isn't it?
Yeah, but these guys are the best in the world at what they do. I believe that their fitness is A1.
No problem for them.
Durma. Güzel. Tempon iyi. Evet, oralara bak. Oralara gelecek. Çek. Hadi be.
Wow.
Bir şey yok.
Very sharp.
Zamanımız var oğlum.
I think the little lapse of concentration from Yurura, just taking his mind off his job. But I think if he sticks to what he's doing, he'll be okay. But now he needs to be a bit more aggressive.
Hata yapacak.
And now you see Senchu has been added to the score for Abdelaziz. 2 points to 1 he now leads. And that green triangle under the letter, under the number 2, shows you the Senchu. The only way that can be lost is in within the last 15 seconds. Now those judges I referred to at the beginning of the bout are in the corners behind the scoreboards. So they have a joystick in each hand, a red and a blue, and the buttons on those joysticks, they depress those to score a 1, 2 or 3 point score. They have no idea what other judges are doing. They have their own mind, their own decision. For it to be a score, there must be 2 in agreement. And if that's the case, the clock is stopped automatically and the score will be awarded. This is the second time he's had a bit of a knock, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't underestimate these middleweight fighters. They hit just as hard as anyone else in this sport.
So how do you feel that your competition went? Obviously, you're not on the mat going for medals, so it couldn't have gone as well as you'd hoped.
Well, I'm sitting here with you, so I'm pretty lucky, isn't that right?
Well, I'll have that. Thank you very much. But I'd rather see you with a medal around your neck.
Yeah, one day. Hopefully the next one.
Who knows?
Yine el kurgusunda. Tamam mı? Oradan evet. Ver oradan evet. Güzel.
So those yellow card warnings you see in penalties. Oh, wow. Now that could have been a dangerous situation. Judo could well have been a nippon, but in karate, a dangerous throw could be warned or penalized.
Ara sen. Hata yapacak orada. Haydi aslan. Haydi. Benden sonra. Evet. Devam. Oradan.
This is good here. Being a bit more active.
Ayrıl.
Pulling from the clinch. I wouldn't be surprised if there's there.
And there you go. That was what you were going to say. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a point come out of this.
Unfortunately, no score on this one, but
Judges didn't go for the score.
14 saniye var.
Coach didn't go for the video review.
Tamam mı? Uzaktan. İçeriden değil. Uzaktan
Just not
başlayalım.
quite
Verecek.
enough for a score, I don't think.
Alsat oradan. Uzaktan.
So into the last 12 seconds we go, and it's Ure who's trailing 1 point behind.
Ayrıl.
Abdulaziz cleverly keeping close, holding his hands up. I'm doing nothing wrong, referee. Don't penalise me. I don't want to lose the senju. Instead, Ure is the one who gets the warning.
Biliyorsun yapacağını.
He's on his last warning now. He can't do any more fouls. Abdulaziz stays in close again. Frustrates Ure.
Bir şey yok. Orada devam et.
With just 3 seconds on the clock, there is a video review request. And this is going to be a warning. Hanson Kachui. He will lose the senju. So that green triangle is gone. There's only 1 point difference between the two. There's a video review request from the coach of Ure. And if it is successful, and if it is for a 1 point score, that will be leveling it 2-2. That'll be an interesting decision for judges, wouldn't it?
Very
Mitchell?
tough. I don't know if I could choose. It looks like it's hit the target, but the question is the technique there? It's a bit of a hooking punch, but...
So, under those 6 criteria for Ippon, good form is one of them. Did it have good enough form to convince the referees to award the point? Up goes the kick from
I think this
Abdulaziz.
looks pretty good.
There's the punch. Because of Abdulaziz's front arm, it's difficult for him to go dead straight, isn't it? He has to come round a little bit.
I mean, personally, I like it.
You'd go for it, would you? You would give a score for that.
But
And if you did, it would level it 2-2. Does the video review referee agree with your opinion? Let's have a look.
here we go.
Decision will be made any second now. And it is not accepted. And it could well be because it was kind of hooking around a bit. And if that is the case, then good form is missing. You see, you're slapping his hands together there in frustration.
Bit of a mistake there.
Ömer tekmeyi unuttu. Bir tane
And
şaşırtmadı.
you mentioned the mistake earlier, and that is how fast Abdulaziz is
Bir tane vur.
to cash in on any mistake by his opponent. Up goes that roundhouse
Oh my
kick.
goodness.
And now there's no opportunity for the coach to put in a video review because he's already used the card.
That is a shame.
That would have been a great call.
And there's
that
a
would
reason
have been-
why he's the world champion.
Oh, well, there you go. And that's the way the cookie crumbles, so to speak. Convincing win. He was in control, wasn't he, throughout?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, Abdulaziz is a master at what he does. He controls the distance well. And if you make one little error, he'll punish you. And that's what happened in the end there. But you're a fantastic competitor and very, very electric to watch, especially in his home country. So it would have been amazing for him to be here.
Yeah, tremendous, tremendous. Great smiles there from the coach. And what a powerhouse nation Egypt are for karate.
Fantastic. I mean, at the World Championships last year, just absolute dominance, you know. I think they came away with something like, I don't know the statistic, but it felt like 1,000 gold medals, you know. You just saw Egypt in every single medal match.
Okay, now Mitchell, you are Australian born and bred.
Yep.
Started karate when you were 6 years old.
Yep.
Oh, that was that throw, look at that line.
Reminds me of the old school days of karate.
and your coach, Marko Bradic,
Yep.
and he's been your coach and still is and still remains. And what a great guy, what a great ambassador for karate in Australia in particular, Western Australia in Perth. And we're moving on now to the female kumite minus 61 kilogram category. Sajai, look, this is the way she made her way into 25 Yukos and Ippon. So it's going to be 1 point scores all the way through the semi-finals, the quarterfinals, and the round robin. Massive score. Look at Asel Kaneo. It's 11-11 score. What a match that was. World ranked number 9, Premier League standing number. World ranked number 11, Premier League standing number 9. Mariam Ajare from Belgium. Again, great score, 19 Yukos. She scored no Ippons or Wazaris. So this is going to be an interesting match, isn't it, Mitchell? Both 1 point scorers.
Battle of the fists.
Battle of the fists. Like it. Great line. Referee for the bout, Yangahir Babiev from Azerbaijan.
This is going to be a great matchup. I mean, these two athletes have beaten some quality opponents in the either pool stages or the quarterfinals, and yeah, I think they're hungry for the ultimate prize.
And one of the issues that you, I guess, face in Australia, Oceania, is the time and cost of travel. And that must have a major effect, because these guys are pretty much within 2 or 3 hours of each other. Yeah. Competitions every weekend, major opportunity for some of the world's best fighters. How do you cope with that?
Yeah, it's a definite struggle for Australians and even the rest of Oceania. Yeah, it's tough for us to get over here and compete regularly with the world. But if you love it and it's your passion, you're going to do as much as you can just to try and raise the money or work as hard as you can.
And you did every Premier League last year.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to.
So you must have deep pockets.
I have a lot of support around me, that's for sure. A lot of people help me out, and yeah, I'm very lucky to be in the position I am. So yeah, it's not easy, but yeah, you push for something that you're passionate about, and you know, for all the Australians out there, I think we are able to show the rest of the world that we can compete with the best. We just need that opportunity.
Well, no doubt you can, that's for sure. Top athletes, top referees, great political leaders in your karate organisation. Tremendous. Our first 1 point score has happened, but there has been a knock at the same time and a bit of an injury to be looked at. Contact has to be absolute. And sometimes, some of the athletes, I don't know, I don't know exactly what happened here, whether it could be a contact lens. Some athletes wear.
I actually saw one just before in the pool stages. It was someone got hit in the face. It wasn't too hard of a hit, but the contact lens
just moved slightly.
I think it went under their eye.
Oh wow! Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty to watch.
Well, thank goodness it doesn't seem to be too much of a problem for Chajay. And there's the point.
Senchu.
And there's the Senchu advantage. And no penalties for her opponent. So it may well have been just something
incidental.
Well, not of the opponent's making. Good front hand there from Ajare. But
tough.
The points going in favour once again to Chajay. But there was definitely the punch from Ajare.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a review coming.
There is indeed. So, of the 4 screens, the referees in the video review area have decided to go for this one. There's a punch from Blue.
Ajare seems confident. Be nice to see the other angle. Here we go.
Red got the support of the judges, so the score is in the bag. Now, the issue here is, was Blue second? Because if Blue is second, it can't score. If it's the same time, it can. That's a close call.
She got it.
And she got it. So it was perceived by the panel to be at the same time, so therefore she gets the score. But it's still Chargé leading with the 3 points to 1. She also has the century advantage.
Voilà, continue. Allez, joue, c'est parti. À toi.
Oh my goodness.
That's lovely. That was lovely.
That kick was incredible. Came up so fast. Now, here are we talking about the 1 point scores. Where did that come from? It's the first time she scored.
Wow.
With a nip-on in the competition.
Ajare was right to use the same tactic to go in for the Kizami, but
yes.
I think she knew.
Oh, she didn't expect that to happen.
No way.
And neither did we, to be fair.
That was a beautiful kick.
Still 2 minutes of the bout to go. 6 points to 1.
How good's that?
Come on now. If you ever found yourself 6 points to 1 down,
it's not over.
2 minutes to go, what's going on in your mind?
It's never over until the final bell rings, you know. You got to push. You just got to let it out of your mind that you know these scores have happened, but slowly but surely chip away.
Don't panic.
Don't panic. You've got a minute 43 to go.
It's a long time.
Absolutely.
What can happen?
People make mistakes.
Yeah, of course.
It's the classic saying, never give up.
No, it's never over till it's over. So blue was definitely first in that encounter. Unless there's both punches going in. But
so if they can't pay both, they have to pay one or the other.
Well, the video review team don't know what's being asked to look for.
Right.
There's a video review request being put in for both athletes, and so the video review team go back 6 seconds and they'll have a look to see which, if any, have had a valid score. So in case it is red that has scored, blue that hasn't.
This is tough now because you're going to be wary of the 8 point difference for the mercy rule. That was a very, very close kick.
Another video review request from the coach of Chargé.
I think Ajare is a little bit rattled at the moment, you know, just copping that kick early on, and then the deficit has probably gotten to her a little bit.
Yeah.
But Chargé has taken full advantage of that.
Yeah, again, 25 Yukos, no Ippons, no Wazaris.
What are the chances?
And then here she is racking up the points with the big scores. No point on that occasion. Card is lost. Still 1 minute 35. We're only halfway through the bout. Necessary for major panic from Ajare. This time she tries the high hooking kick.
Presse, presse, presse. Droite, droite, droite. Presse. Allez, fais monter la canne.
I think she needs to do a little bit more work here.
Contre-temps, presse, presse, lâche-la, lâche-la.
If you want to try and make that deficit up.
And once more, Chargé comes in. Gets another Yuko score, another 1 point score.
And it's good that Chargé is keeping to look for the score and not just pure defense, you know.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I think that's where sometimes people can lose that lead, is they just switch off and go to full defensive mode.
And the best form of defense is attack.
Yeah. And here we go. This is it.
All right, now with this score, it will make an 8 point differential. So the match will be over. 9 points to 1. Convincing win. It was a huge win. It was all too much for the Belgian fighter, Ajare. And the experience of Chargé certainly had its toll.
Well, she got the bronze medal, if I'm not mistaken, at the Rabat Premier League last year.
Yep.
So she's upgraded. And it was a beautiful display. And I believe Coach Saladin used to coach the Moroccan national team as well. So it was a bit of a conflict there, but he's a part of Belgium now.
Well, you know, you have to, wherever your job is, you have to put your best effort in.
See that kick.
Oh, wow. Sensational kick.
It's so amazing to see the flexibility of the athletes nowadays.
Tremendous.
Everyone can just put their leg up, boom.
So, and just talk about yourself for a second on that. How much time do you spend in stretching and flexibility work?
Yeah, I've actually taken a bit of a different approach over the last few years to increase my mobility training. I just feel that that's a vital part of what we do, as was shown there. So I stretch every day. I do a couple of intense mobility sessions throughout the week, just to try and get my leg up there. As you know, as you get older, you start losing that flexibility.
Okay, and your sensei Branko, of course, you train with him. But do you have any other specialists helping you?
Yeah, I got a good team around me. So Branko obviously is my main kumite instructor. He's been teaching me all my life, but I've also got a strength and conditioning coach, and then a mobility physiotherapist.
I think it's important that you have all of that going on in your
Absolutely,
training.
and I'm very lucky to have the great team behind me to get me right for each event. So it's a good mixture, and it keeps things fresh, you know. So it's not just always the same thing.
Yes, you
in
can't,
training.
you can't be stale. You can't get stale. And you've got lots of other things going on, haven't you? You've got a podcast now.
Yeah,
you've set up.
Yep, my two other mates from Australia, we have set up a not-for-profit organisation called Kaizen Culture.
Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll get another opportunity, but
Sure.
we're going to move now on to the next gold medal, and this is the male minus 60 kilogram, the super fast people. And again, we've got the scores as you see, in this case in Eri Shandan, 3 ippons along the way.
Fantastic. I love Eri Shandan. Such an experienced fighter.
Olympic silver medalist, fabulous fighter. 6 times he's been Karate1 Premier League winner, 3 times as a silver medalist, 7 bronze medals. He was first in Paris also. He's up against Abdallah Shaban of Kuwait. He's had a great run into the gold medal bout as well. He was 5th in Paris. Scored 11 yukos along the way, and a nippon to Wazari.
He's amazing, this one here, Shaban. I don't know how he makes weight. He's so tall, for minus 60.
He is indeed. You can see the height difference between the two as they line up. Hatham Hassan from Egypt, the referee.
This should be a great display here. Eri Shandan will be very, very high energetic with his movement. I mean, you've got to be with the reach of Shaban. And I think one thing you can always expect when you're fighting Shaban is that it'll always be a fight to the last second, no matter what.
Yeah, true. That little testing each other, that testing phase, in the opening few seconds. You see on the background there, Road to Cairo. Now, Road to Cairo is an important journey because the Road to Cairo refers to the individual World Championships in 2025. And the Karate1 Premier League is an important part of that journey because every athlete who competes in the Premier Leagues gets points whether they compete, but more so if they win a medal of whichever color. And at the end, those with the highest ranking will qualify for the World Championship. So it's a really tough journey, isn't it?
It is tough. Wow. Ray is so explosive. Pushing into distance. I mean, Shaban needs to keep that in check with his reach.
ما شاء الله حلوة حلوة صح صح روح في المسافة زينة وروح
Such a long
so fast, so fast. And it's the extra length, the extra reach that's making the difference there. On that encounter, 1 point each. Eri Shandan has the century advantage, and there's a video review request from his coach. Now that looked almost exactly at the same time from that angle. Or was Blue slightly first? Blue got the score from the judges.
This is really a game of millimeters and milliseconds. But hopefully the sound of the crowd.
Let's have a look. Certainly there was an encouraging sound from the crowd, but the view we're still looking at, yes, it was successful. 2 points to 1, and the century advantage. Eri Shandan still holds the lead.
There we go, there's that movement. Never sitting in one spot. Oh my goodness.
That Ashibarai leg sweep took him completely by surprise. What a great move from Shaban.
That's nice. Now, no need to panic. Still a minute 46 to go. I have full faith in someone to bring this back.
اضغط نفس لعبك اضغط اي بوش اضغط عبد الله
Trying to set him up for the attack. Shaban being forced back into the corner. May take it, your guy. Yeah, he did. He was thinking, this is not feeling good.
Let's just alleviate that pressure.
To take his first yellow card warning. Chewy. And what it does, it brings them back into the center of the area. Here's the thought for you, Mitchell. What if they had to restart where they went out of the area? Now that would be a challenge, wouldn't it?
Wait, say that again, sorry?
What if they had to do a positional restart?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Where you go out of the area,
and you go back to
you start again. Because what he did here,
yeah,
he used that step out, and it brings them right back to the center again.
Yeah, it's a great strategy. I don't know if that rule change would ever come into effect, but it would eliminate a lot of chewies being taken, that's for sure.
It would be a toughie, wouldn't it?
Slowly bringing back that lead. Just needs to force that error once again.
Just staying in close, trying to stifle the opportunity for Shandan to make a score. 38 seconds still on the clock.
And once again,
Eri Shandan trailing 1 point. You see,
there it is.
So
go back to the corner.
For him now brings him right back to the centre. And it wasn't that he was forced out; he just decided to step out.
Yep. So maybe the rule goes if it's intentionally an intentional step out, bring it back. It's hard to tell.
Because you fighters, you guys are so clever. You would
find a way
make it
to
look whatever
adjust.
way you need it to.
Yeah.
Very fast punch. Shaban got down to the tatami.
But I think that's exactly what Zamdan needs to do, is create the mistake and force Shaban into where he wants him to go and create that Yuko score.
Now the crowd are giving the whistles. They perhaps don't believe that it was as hard as it appears to be. Be interesting to see what the referee feels about this. He's taking the athlete across to see the doctor for an opinion. But Eri Shamdan, that was a lightly fast punch, wasn't it, Mitchell?
And I wouldn't underestimate the minus 60 power.
Oh no, not at all, not at all. Any punch in the face, unless it's absolutely controlled, is not going to be comfortable. That's for sure.
I think the crowd's just probably getting behind their teammate.
Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see
But
where they
again,
go.
if it's too hard, if it's excessive contact, then it will be a warning, not a score. If, on the other hand, it's deemed to be a valid score, 4 judges thought it was, and the referee, if he agrees, then he would give the score, and he could penalise Shamdan for exaggerating. But you can't exaggerate an injury; it would have to be feigning. So there's the punch. For it to be an exaggeration, it would have to acknowledge that it was indeed an injury. But it's going to be a warning for contact, no point for Shamdan, and that's why it's so important for the referee to speak with the doctor.
Oh, but he's getting a little warning here. A bit too much on the...
Now, this the referee can do. He has warned for the contact, but acknowledges there was an injury, and he's warned Shaban for exaggerating the level of injury. So that's what happened there. 2 points now scored, 1 for each of the athletes.
Wouldn't be surprised if Shamdan tries to change the levels and go underneath now, just to create a different opportunity for a score.
18 seconds to go. Now, Shamdan putting as much pressure as he can onto Shaban. Back to the centre. There you go, once more. This time, Shaban receives his last warning. He cannot fall foul of the rules again. He will get disqualified. Shamdan closes in into the last 10 seconds. Shaban trying to stay as close as he can. Both punching fiercely to each other. Shaban gets the judges. Shamdan believes that the punch went past. He's a little frustrated.
Yeah, not happy with that.
Need a 2-point score from Eri Shamdan. Coaches call for a video review. And here's the punches as they go. There's the one from Shamdan. And Eri Shamdan felt that punch from Shaban passed his face.
Looks like they both missed.
But the judges gave the point to Shaban.
Yep.
4 seconds left. Shamdan has to go forward. Shaban stands his ground. Once more, up comes a kick from Shamdan. 2 of the judges have gone for a point. That would be insufficient, though. 1 second left on the clock. He has to score at least 1 more point. Watch for Shamdan to go straight in. Shaban tries to do the kick to keep him off. Clock ticks down to 0. That was a whisker away.
Very close.
Turning that round. So 6 points to 5. Tight match.
I think it was always going to be very exciting.
It was indeed.
Two fierce competitors, these two. Just unlucky on Shamdan's end.
Your podcast, Kaizen.
Oh yeah, Kaizen culture is something we started to help empower and inspire the Australian karate community to start with. Just with different information and support, and the podcast along with other types of services, like we're doing this watch party thing, and we're trying to do the best Billy Brennan impression, and we're trying to commentate some of the Series A and Premier League events. No, we're not trying to impersonate you, but we are just creating some excitement around the sport within Australia, because we just noticed a bit of a gap in between the market and, you know, some of the athletes within Australia, and even the parents as well, don't even know or understand about this league and how to get to this top level of the sport. And so yeah, the podcast is we're just talking about relevant stuff, talking about things that are going on in the world.
If anybody's interested around the world, how could they tap into that?
Sure, we're on Instagram first of all, Kaizen Culture, but we also have a website as well to let us know. Yeah, it's really cool to start. We've only started less than a year ago. But yeah, we want to also interview different athletes and public figures of the sport, so hopefully we can get into it.
Well, best of luck with that.
Thank you.
And I'm sure it will be successful. On to the female minus 50 kilogram category now. And this is a match between Kazakhstan and Venezuela. Now, Moldia Zangbirbe, the Olympian, she was 7th in the Olympics, but unfortunately there is a kicker due to injury, and the World Games silver medalist, grand winner of 2023, Jorgelis Salazar, is unable to compete, which is a great shame, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I saw the
But
injury.
this is not Eri Shamdan. This is Moldia Zangbirbe.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mistake. I thought that she also beat 3 Italians on the way to the final, but yeah, it was a bit of a mistake there.
No, that's just an error with the graphic. But Moldia Zangbirbe, 26 years of age, she has won 2 of the Karate1 Premier League. She was 3rd in Paris. She would want to win a match in this way. You don't want to do that. You want to compete for your medal.
It's always tough.
But she came through the rounds. She came through the quarterfinals. She won the semi-finals. She's in the final. Everything is deserved for her.
Absolutely.
So it's a great win. But it's just a shame that Jorgelis Salazar is unable to. This is not Hassan from Egypt.
Oh, no.
This is Fariba Madani from the United States.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's a shame to see an injury like that, and we really hope that Jorgelis gets her recovery right and she comes back, because she's such an amazing competitor. She's one of the most consistent athletes that has dominance throughout the whole year. And for the last 2 years, she's just seems to be unbeatable almost. But these two have amazing matchups, so this would have been a fantastic final to see.
Moldia Zangbirbe, not only is she Olympic, but she's the current world champion.
Yep.
That would have been a tremendous bout to watch, wouldn't it? That would have been wonderful. But unfortunately, that's not to be, and it's a walkover for Moldia Zangbirbe. She will take the gold medal. And of course, those all-important road to Cairo points that go with it.
Yep. It all matters. The lead up for Cairo 2025, you know, the change from 1 athlete per country to top 32, roughly, is it's tough, you know, especially for the athletes that need to travel every competition to try and get to these Premier Leagues and get these points. So it really makes it tough for these countries that are not able to make it.
And you referred to your podcast, which is designed to give information to everybody in Australia and Oceania. But what about access to TV?
Yeah.
That's all changing now.
Well, it's actually quite amazing that this week we've just announced an amazing deal with Fox Sports Australia, and this is now available to watch on Fox and KO, which is one of the broadcasting.
So no reason for anybody not to know all about the world of karate.
Yeah, I think it's starting to boom now, and yeah, it's going to be sweet.
This is the rest of the schedule coming up. Male Kumite, minus 75 kilogram final. The male minus 60. This is what to be looked forward to. And of course, later in the program is the heavyweight. And we have the Kata. Now, I know that's not your discipline.
It's not me.
That's coming up in a few moments. So we're going to change very shortly.
I'll see you in a second.
Right away. And thank you very much indeed. So we have the athletes now getting ready to come out, but not for Kumite. That's going to be for Kata. And it's the female Kata, and it will be a competition between Japan and Hong Kong, China. This is Lau Mu Xiong Grace, who is the current world #1, and she will be up against Asuma Seiko, who will be wearing red for Japan. Now, as we look at the mat and get ready for the bout, I need to introduce you to our next commentator, and this is Claudia. Claudia, welcome to the program, and thank you for your time and your willingness to come and share your expertise. I know you've been competing, but it's our good fortune to have you here at the commentary position rather than on the tatami. Now, you will know all of these athletes, no doubt.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for having me here.
Absolutely. And what do you know about this is the journey? And as we see your name up here, Claudia Laszlo. You're not in the medals, but you were on the tatami.
Yes.
41.8 you scored.
Oh, no, that was actually for Azuma, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about your competition? How did it go for you?
For me, you know, this is all still part of a learning experience. I definitely had my highlight last year in November for the Pan Am Games, so I think I'm just starting the season off right now.
And you'll be looking to do well again this year, though. Won't you?
I do, yes. Yeah, I'm very hopeful for what May has to bring for me, and just preparing for that, the Pan American Championships.
Tell me, you know these players, you know the athletes really well. No doubt you follow them and study them and look at all of their abilities, etc. What can you tell us about Lau Mu Xiong Grace?
So for Grace, I think I've been looking up to her for as long as I've started my competitive career. So it's really nice to see her, you know, come to a finals at these Premier Leagues and let alone share the mat with her. So I'm so excited for all the improvement I'm about to see on the mat. And same with Azuma. I actually trained with her in Japan last year in June. We went to her dojo in Seino. So yeah, I'm excited to see both of them compete and can't wait for what's to come.
Wonderful. Claudia, you didn't start off in Canada. Tell us all about your background. How did you get into karate?
So I started when I was 7 years old, and I really looked up to my older brother back then, and I wanted to be wherever he was. So he started karate at a dojo next to my house, and you know, following after my brother's footsteps, I just like tried the sport, and I fell in love with it.
Falling in love with that is no doubt what most people will be trying to do with this particular performance of Azuma Seiko. She's chosen the Kata Papuren for the gold medal bout. You have a favorite kata?
I was looking forward to seeing Chatanyara being performed after watching Riko Asami set the standard really back in 2012. So yeah, but Papurin is very beautiful. It's one of my katas as well.
Azuma Seiko was a silver medalist in Paris. She was first in the A series, and she's been a bronze medalist in the A series. So well capable of winning a medal. She's at least going to get a silver, possibly gold, depending on this performance and that of the world #1 Lau Mu Xiong Grace. Your thoughts about the performance so far, Claudia?
Very controlled. I could see in Papurin it's really important to have good contrast between fast and slow technique and hard and soft technique here too. So far she's doing a good job being dynamic.
Any particular areas that you would look out for that are particularly difficult?
Yeah, all of the rotations in this kata. So there's going to be some 180 degree rotations after her next kiai coming up, and then a 270 turn almost going into a cat stance. So yeah, lots of difficulty here.
Great focus and concentration, isn't there?
Yes. Here's the turn coming up. Nice, and she stuck it.
It's very graceful kata, isn't it?
Yeah, I love watching it just because it keeps you on your toes, right? Like everyone's timing is slightly different for Paparin. And there's major highlights that everyone tries to amplify here. But very sturdy lower body.
Excellent performance of the Kata Papurin from Azuma Seiko.
Yeah, I think it was a solid performance too.
The judges, 7 of which, will make their choice of the scores. They'll put that into the computer, into the tablets, and the scores will be revealed at the end of the Kata performance from La Motion Grace. And your wish is being granted. Chatnyaraku Shanku is the choice
Amazing.
of Kata.
I'm excited to watch.
And what a fantastic athlete to demonstrate the Kata. World Games silver medalist, Olympic bronze medalist. Twice she's been a Karate1 Premier League gold medalist. Now Motion Grace, world's #1 seed. As you said, Claudia, the amazing performance of Riku Usami.
Yeah.
Standing ovation, 16,000 people, Paris Bercy, 2012, World Championship final. Sensational performance of the Kata. Some say the best ever.
Yeah. When you just say Riko Osami and you think Chatanyara, you can picture back. I visualize it all the time. Like, I'm pretty sure every athlete will recall that video for sure. Or if they were there watching in person too.
That performance is, of course, had millions and millions of views. But this performance is fantastic by La Motion Grace. I'm going to kind of put you on the spot a little bit, Claudia. And at the end of the performance, I want you to give us your opinion. Would you go red or would you go blue?
It's going to take me a bit to decide. And I keep watching Grace here. So far, I think she's been super dynamic from the beginning. And it looks like she's not even breaking a bead of sweat. So these two katas are very difficult to compare side by side because they show and they highlight different strengths. For Grace, I think it's a lot about speed. And so far, she's been sticking every technique here. So it makes her look more powerful, more grounded here. For Paparin, again, I think it was the contrast that stands out the most. The contrast between hard and soft technique or soft and slow techniques too. So it's going to be a difficult decision for the refs for sure. very still ending. So nice and clean, sharp. No extra movements after their techniques. Lots of control for both athletes. You can see the control in all of their techniques. So that takes a tremendous amount of skill. And that's something that all kata practitioners are trying to develop in all of our trainings, right?
Mm-hmm.
How to explode from a still movement, how to build in like strength, endurance in our legs or in our bodies, and then go from 0 to 100 as fast as we can.
Let's see what the judges say. Which are you going to
tough
go for?
one.
Red or blue?
Ooh, this is a coin toss for me. I cannot.
Oh, it's a coin toss.
I cannot. Being a referee is a tough job. It's always been difficult.
Yes. But they have to make a decision. 8-4, 8-2 in favor of Azuma. 8-5, 8-5, 8-5, 8-5, 8-7, 8-8, 8-7, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8.
Oh, okay.
Wow. By point two. Now Sean Grace, 43.4 against 43.2.
Very
Fantastic.
tight.
And as you say, it was almost a coin toss.
I should put money on this.
You should. You should indeed. That was really good.
Wow.
Great.
I love watching their reactions at the end of these. You just can't help it. You feel the same way they do when you've accomplished something so big. So you know how much hard work they put into it.
Sensational. Just a chance to have a look at some of the action here. You've got lots of things going on. And you just had a chance to have a look at Chatnyara Kushanku and how close it was with the performance of Papuran as well. Making a decision, which one are you going to go for? And it can be down to the smallest of detail, can't it?
I think I have to have a front row view for this for sure. If I were to see it in the front view, I could say that there's some moments in Papuran, the performance of Papuran, where I felt there was unstableness. Only at the end, when there was the kakate at the end, the grab with the single leg standing.
Because she came out of it rather quickly.
Yes. So you can see that there was no center of mass, wasn't like directly over that front leg, but maybe it was just that defining 0.2 factor for Grace could have been just the sharpness
at
or
this level,
stillness.
it's about the margins, isn't it?
Yes. It's the very fine details that it comes down to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you didn't say I was going to go for Grace. You said it was going to be so close that you couldn't call it. It was going to be flick of a coin, heads or tails. But fantastic. So we're going to come back again a little later for the male finals in the kata, and we'll have a chance then to share your experiences once more. But in the moment, we'll have to say bye-bye.
Yes,
and
thank you, Billy.
we're going to go back to Kumite.
Hey.
Thank you, Claudia. So we've got the guys now lining up. The athletes are getting ready to come out. This is the male minus 84 kilogram category. And it's a competition between Egypt's Youssef Badawi, the world champion, and Jordan's Mohammed Al-Jafari. And as we wait for the athletes to come, it's time for me to welcome back once more Mitchell Durham of Australia. Welcome back, Mitchell.
Thanks. Glad to be back.
You had a chance to sit there in the wings, so to speak, and watch the kata.
Yeah, I had to catch my breath.
Sensational, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now, this is going to be amazing, this fight. Arguably, probably the matchup that everyone wanted to see at the World Championships, but it didn't happen. But two of the most exciting fighters in the world right now, Badawi and Al-Jafari.
Well, we have the world champion in Youssef Badawi up against the grand winner in Mohammed Al-Jafari from Jordan. This is as good as it gets, isn't it?
This is probably the best you'll ever see. Yeah, the explosiveness of both of these athletes, it's like their legs are made out of rubber. They're so quick, they can read the play like it's just second nature to them. And I didn't even know what to expect. As you saw,
Fireworks, that's what we can expect. It's going to be sensational, as you say. We have the World Games winner in Youssef Badawi two-time Karate1 Premier League winner in Al Jafari. He's also been a world bronze medalist, and that happened in Budapest. Referee for the bout, Fariba Madani from the United States.
You never know if it's going to be an all-out gunfight from the start, or if it's going to be testing, waiting to see if someone makes a
I thought
mistake.
you were going to say 1, 2, 3 for a second. testing. But you get into your commentary
Yeah,
practice.
the microphone practice is
Back to
what
the
I need.
serious stuff on
Yeah,
the tatami
sorry.
here. We have the two of the most amazing athletes in the world. Yusuf Badawi, who will be wearing the red colours, up against Al Jafari, Mohammed Al Jafari of Jordan. Now, everything seems to be a level par here, pretty much. We have the grand winner from Mohammed Al Jafari. We have the world champion from Yusuf Badawi.
And both very young as well.
Yes, they are indeed. One is 24, that is Badawi, the other just 20 years of age. But this perhaps a slow start, as you can see here. Testing the, up came the kick. Decided to sprint into a jogai position.
Do not want to take any chances. And rightly so. It's good that you have extra chewy now to play with. Like now that they've merged the warnings.
Yeah, and it seems to be working well, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Where you had category 1, category 2,
It's a bit confusing.
yes.
Yeah.
Too many signals, too many points, lost too many warnings, but this is a much better setup and easier to understand. And we have here Al Jafari with the first yellow card in the line that says penalties. Referee bringing them, encouraging him in with Kata to fight. Badawi testing the ground and just bouncing backwards and forwards between the two. Al Jafari trying to do a kick and Badawi losing that hand pad. The Ukrainian team, Anita Sarogina.
World champions.
Yes.
Jafari, Afif, and
Front hand come in there from Badawi. As the attack came in from Al Jafari, Yusuf Badawi
I didn't
threw
even
in
see
that
that.
front hand punch.
I didn't even see it was that quick.
And the sensu advantage that goes with it. So Kansar, the fourth official, or the extra official, stops the match and just to get something corrective. Could be a technical issue. Mawashi there, the hooking kick from Yusuf Badawi, but Mohammed Al Jafari read that really well, countered with that front hand punch.
And it was actually good to see him as he was coming in for that reverse hand to the head. He sort of leaned his body a little bit to create more space from that kick. Can't take any risks with.
Both hold their front hand really low. Is that to try and sucker the other opponent into the trap? Oh, counter punch there.
Oh,
There's a great counter punch, but then there was the hooking kick that came up afterwards.
yeah, you just. I think
And
Jafari wanted to
an
review
interesting
that.
one here because Al Jafari kind of looked at his coach and said, "Give us a card," and then he thought, "Hang on, the kick was second.
Exactly.
Don't." But I think he may have dug himself into a little pit here because the video review has gone ahead.
But maybe the initial exchange with the Joranzukis could have scored.
If that was what he was looking for.
Maybe.
So there's the punch from, and there's the kick coming up. Second. You see the foot just passing the head. Now, whether the distance was right, whether the timing was right, because timing is part of the criteria. And if you're second, it's not correct timing.
Because this could have
Overstretching.
scored here.
Yeah, but he was overstretching a little there.
bit. Yeah, but that was moving backwards.
So was he out of range on that first punch? That's one question. Was that out of range? That was the one that
Score.
Badawi scored on. And the kick, did it go past and was it second? So there's
A lot of questions.
These are the considerations that the referee video review team are now looking at. and it's not accepted.
It's okay.
So the front punch, the first punch was too short. The arm was out straight, no potential to go any further with that. The kick was second, and it seemed to pass the head. So, no card left for Mohammed Al Jafari, and there's still Yusuf Badawi leading 2 points to 1. He also has the century advantage. We are just past the halfway stage of the bout. Advice, strategy, tactics, all of the above.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what's going on here. I think this is just a matter of who's quicker, who pulls the trigger.
They are lightning fast, aren't they?
Getting to that spot. These two are such specialists in what they do. So when they get to their spot, all they do is need to pull the trigger, and no need to create mistakes.
The first yellow card for Yusuf Badawi took that Jogai to get himself out of competition danger, and in danger of losing a point because the
Al Jafari isn't usually one
margins
to.
are so tight, aren't they?
I was just saying before that Al Jafari isn't usually the one to. Isn't usually the one to create that circular movement. It's more like a Terminator. You know, they creep, and then they just pull the trigger. So I think they're very comfortable with their own strategy. That's nice. That is
a
very
long
nice.
punch from Badawi, which seemed overstretched, and the counter punch from Mohammed Al Jafari was certainly on target. It'll be interesting to see. Now, even though Al Jafari's technique was second, because the judges went for it, it's a valid score and it will remain. The question is, was this punch out of range?
Yeah.
And was Al Jafari moving rapidly backwards? Now, if you're looking into the rules, you can't score a point on an opponent moving rapidly backwards. And is the range too much? Is he overstretched?
Yeah, I think Al Jafari's done enough here to create that separation, but you never know.
So now we have the video review team who will be scrutinizing to decide, did it meet its target with the potential? Because the arm looked pretty much straight there, didn't it? Yeah. Would you go for it or would you not?
Well, if I'd say it'll score, it'll probably be not a score. If I say it's not a score, it will be a score.
So
I have the worst
sit
luck.
on the fence,
yeah, I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm not the best referee.
Well,
no score here.
it's no score. And it was probably because there was nothing left in the technique
stretched.
at the end of that. It was overstretched, wasn't it? Oh my goodness, that kick came up so quickly. 2 points each. Yusuf Badawi has the century advantage. And there is another point going his way.
Yeah, I think Al Jafari just sort of shut off a little bit there. But I don't think he'd be worried.
19 seconds still to go. Al Jafari trailing by 1 point and the century. Got to come forward. Badawi on one yellow card. He can step off the area, but if he did, he would lose the century into the last 6 seconds. Al Jafari now has to do some work. He kind of went to sleep a little bit there. Badawi looked over at the clock.
He's got the warning for attacking during Wakarate.
Got to stop when the referee calls it. So Badawi deliberately takes the Jogai. That'll give him Hansoku Chui. He'll go up to 4 yellow cards. That's his last warning. And more importantly, he will lose the Senchu, that green rectangle. That's gone, the green triangle. 2 seconds left on the clock. Yusuf Badawi cannot go off the tatami now. Looks like the foot of Al Jafari. Just as the clock ticked down to 0. Very tight between both of these. There's the Jogai, the referee giving the Hansoku Chui to Al Jafari. That was his last warning, but the win, the gold medal, goes to the world champion, the World Games gold medalist, the fantastic Youssef Badawi of Egypt.
Yeah, just pure dominance from Badawi again. And not to take away anything from Al Jafari, because he is an amazing fighter and a fantastic athlete. But Badawi is just head and shoulders above the rest of the competition, I think. And so young, it's actually scary to see.
Great feeling coming off the tatami with a gold medal and those all-important points in the ranking.
It's so great to see. I feel like there's been a bit of a slight change in the way that kumite has been performed now. There used to be a lot of movement, and still is. There is a lot of movement around the ring, and you'll see actually coming up next, the fighter in Al. She uses the ring a lot, but Muhammad Al Jafari and Youssef Badawi, they stand still, tracking you down, very, very static. But when they go, it's explosive.
Like a sprinter off the blocks.
Yeah.
Next up, the female minus 68 kilogram category. This is between, again, a grand winner. You see the gold embroidery on the shoulder. Elena Carici of Switzerland.
She is actually one of my favorite fighters right now. The way she goes about it, I just think it's amazing. She's a fighter through and through, and her tactics, her fight analysis, it's beautiful to watch.
She's such a talented fighter, as you say. Victoria Grenzner. You see how she came through the rounds into the quarterfinals and the semi-finals, consistently scoring well. 11 Yukos on the way through, Wasari and a Nippon.
Wow. I just saw she beat Mobina from Iran 11-1. That is a big win.
Huge score.
That's a big win. And Mobina is an amazing athlete. So that's a great win for her.
She was 5th twice in the Karate1 A series. No other medals, looking for her first medal. But not this person, absolutely not. Elena Carici, 30 years of age, Olympic silver medalist, Olympic 5th place. She was a world silver medalist in Budapest, current silver medalist. 6 times she's been a Karate1 Premier League winner. Pirkko Heinonen of Finland is the referee for the bout. An Olympic referee.
Jedziemy, luzik. Praca, od początku praca, od początku.
Female kumite minus 68 kilogram. It's the final gold medal bout between Poland and Switzerland. The second Karate1 Premier League of the season, Antalya, Turkey. At the halfway stage, 2 more to go. And that will be in Cairo and in Casablanca. Will you be competing in either of those?
Unfortunately not Cairo. It's really close to our Oceania Australian Open Championship. It's literally the week after, and once again the travel coming all the way across the other side of the country, other side of the world, and then making it back for that championship just proves a bit too difficult. So Cairo's no go, but hopefully Casablanca, yes. Wow.
It's great to see you on the tatami again. This is the opening score.
This is going to be really great for Brisbane's confidence here.
Roberto Sodero, sorry, excuse me, Mitchell.
Sorry?
Just in Roberto Sodero, the former world champion.
Oh, yeah.
Kata coach for Italy.
Italy is on an amazing run at the moment with their athletes. They're always so dominant, but I just see them in medal matches all the time.
Środek, środek, środek. Dobrze, dobrze, środek. Środek, trochę za mała reakcja, ale
Karate will track you down if you're not staying aggressive, if you're not moving.
Nie oddajemy pola, tylko nie oddajemy pola. Śmierdzi pierwszym tempem i praca na boki też.
You don't get to win all that she's won unless you've got the ability to come back if you're trailing.
She always seems to pull something out. Yeah, nice.
She's forced
Amazing.
Grejsner off the tatami.
Druga technika, to była druga.
Another point.
Now the fight's just shifted now.
Ahora en giro abajo con la pierna. Mira, ahora está en línea. Déjala que se acerque un poquito y en giro abajo con la pierna.
Mamy czas teraz.
Hazme caso.
You watch her ring craft now, the way she uses the corners, her lateral movement. This is Karate I'm talking about here.
Yeah, in blue.
She's fantastic. She'll probably take a jog right here, just to alleviate that pressure.
Pamiętaj, że ona przychodzi przez technikę. Tak?
Yeah, she was forced into that really. She got herself in a bit of a tight predicament. But it'll only be her first yellow card warning. Chewy.
Little fun fact here, you know Karate lost a tooth in this tournament?
I didn't.
Yeah.
Wow.
She, in an
Oh, was
exchange.
this where she was wearing the gum shield, and even with the gum shield,
Yeah.
it created the injury?
Yeah. In the pool stages, I'm pretty sure, or the semi-final. Copped an exchange, and then a little bit of a tooth came out. It was a rough one.
Well, karate is a combat sport, and there is contact, of course. It has to be controlled.
Trzymaj, trzymaj, a trzymaj,
But
trzymaj,
occasionally
trzymaj.
there are,
Ale opcja tyłu też, pamiętaj.
unfortunately, injuries.
Síguelo, síguelo, síguelo. Medio.
Dobra, dobra, dobra, dobra.
Vale. Vale, vale, poquito a poco atrás. Si ella hace, vamos atrás.
I think Grejsner needs to do a little bit more work here,
Empieza a mirar
just to put Karate under pressure. I think Karate is far too comfortable with this.
Trzymaj, trzymaj.
She certainly seems to be.
y me puedo
She's
salir.
leading by 1 point. But remember, if Grejsner were to get another point, she has the century advantage, so
Znowu, znowu przytrzymać ją,
we still
ale
have a minute,
złapać
10 seconds to go.
Still a long time.
Złapać pierwszy
Elena,
temp.
amágala en los
Albo
lados,
oczywiście
no vayas.
To, co było wcześniej.
Ellos se
Karate
piensan
now
que te mueves y
pick up
atacas.
a second warning
Muévete y amaga
for pushing
primero.
this
Uważaj od
time.
razu, uważaj od razu, czujnie od razu. Od razu czujnie.
Muévete y amaga primero.
Od razu. Musisz ją przytrzymać w jednym miejscu.
Muévete, muévete, muévete
Tak,
y
tak,
amaga.
tak,
y luego
zamykasz,
vas.
zamykasz, zamykasz,
Eso es.
ale opcja tyłu też
Ahora
jest.
Lucino.
Opcja,
Back in the
tak,
corner.
Tak, tak, tak, tak.
But certainly Grejsner was putting her under pressure.
Dawaj. Ajej, dobre, dobre, dobre, dobre.
Almost
Ej, mamy czas.
success,
mamy
wasn't
czas,
it?
dobrze.
Very close. It was
Chodzimy,
quite smooth,
chodzimy
actually.
tak jak teraz.
It's good
Tylko zamknij
movement.
ją, żeby nie chodziła na prawo-lewo. Nie może chodzić prawo-lewo. Bo wtedy pójdziemy na
She's
wymianę.
penalised for holding with two hands. You can't do that. If it was a one-hand takedown, you
Podejście,
would
podejście.
be able to score with that.
Cerquita y abajo. Poco a poco atrás.
Karichi now decided
Dale la
that
distancia
Ty
abajo.
musisz
she
mieć
needs to
inicjatywę,
stay in
ty
the
inicjatywę,
middle of
bo
the
ona-
tatami
Nie, nie, nie, nie, nie, ona
into
nas
the
pycha.
last 37 seconds.
Ona ma swój
Activa, no
wynik.
te
She's
duermas,
still
que no te
leading with
duermas.
that.
Tak, tak, tak,
1
lekkie
point
ciśnienie, ale
margin.
pamiętaj opcja
Está
tyłu
cargada
też.
con el de abajo arriba.
Opcja
eso
drugiego
es.
tempa
Vas
też.
tú abajo, vas tú
Opcja
abajo.
drugiego tempa.
Grejsner still
Opcja
getting
drugiego
it
tempa.
into that corner. Try to force an error. There was a counter punch from
Ej, mocno
Karichi as the punch went in from Grejsner. Both will score.
Rozumiesz?
2 flags each.
To już
2
jest ten moment,
points,
to jest 20 sekund.
Distancia
point
correcta.
each will be given.
My wygrywamy.
Que falle y vas.
I don't mind that tactic from Grejsner because Karate likes to do
Od razu przygotowane?
the long
Od razu
running
przygotowane.
techniques
Atenta al maguacio
from the
ahora,
corner. So backing her down into the corner, and then when she feels like she needs to fire, the counter attack is there, but unfortunately it wasn't
Sigue
accurate.
peleando, medio, medio, medio.
It's the wakarete.
But now I don't think it is time to do that. You've just
Sigue
got to go for it now.
concentrada en que falle
8
ella
seconds
primero.
and there's a
Falle y
video
métete
review
cerquita.
request
Que falle el
from the
yaco.
coach of
Solo
Grejsner.
busca eso.
Karichi leading 4 points to 3, just that 1 point difference, but the century advantage remains with Grejsner.
Tienes 8 segundos.
Już nie ma co. Tu musi być
Puedes
wymiana.
usar tu pierna y
Musi być
moverte.
wymiana. Rozumiesz? Musi być.
Each of them
A może
with
będziemy mieli punkt.
2
Jak
yellow
będzie
card
punkt,
warnings.
to po prostu, jak będzie punkt, to ten. Jak będzie punkt,
Usa tu pierna y
ale nie ma
muévete.
punktu już. No, давай, давай.
No vayas más tú, ¿eh? Tú no vas más. Tú
Video
no vas más.
review
Aguanta.
request rejected.
Aguanta.
No card left.
Aguántalo. Fuera.
Karate needs to be careful. She could get penalised for running away if that happened by the time it went, and it did.
Derecha adelante y yo.
So she'll have Hansol Kichui. It won't be a problem for her though, because
Kizan.
she is now the gold medal winner, taking that clever tactics, wasn't it, from somebody with all of that experience. It doesn't matter if you win by 1 point or by 10 points, as long as you win.
It's true. Elena and her coach Raul are amazing tacticians. They study the game relentlessly, and they're very, very smart with playing with warnings, with the mat positioning. It's actually fantastic to watch. That's one of the reasons why they're so successful. And just to touch on that dominance, it's karate. The kumite is such a hard sport to stay consistent in, and to be dominant for so long, and to be amazing for as long as she has. It's a testament to her ability. She's
But
fantastic.
a thought that is that with Kata, it's your performance. You do really well, or you don't do really well. Okay, you got your opponent. With kumite, you have no idea what's going to happen. You have no idea who's going to come at you with what. It is an unfolding experience every time.
Yep. Well, there's that element of, like, you can study someone so much, but if you're not focusing on yourself and preparing yourself the best way you can to combat all types of athletes, then you're not going to get to where you need to be.
You'll have a chance to adapt by doing so. So we're going to move on now to the male kumite minus 67 kilogram category, and this is a match between Morocco and Italy.
Rematch of Paris.
Yeah, indeed.
And it was a fantastic match by Ubaya.
Ubaya came out on top on that occasion. Luka Maresca took the second, the silver medal. So is this a day for revenge from Luka Maresca?
His semi-final was amazing. Did you watch it, the semi-final for Luka Maresca? It was an offensive matchup between him and the Turkish athlete, and it went down to the last second. It was amazing.
And he scored within the last second.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Phenomenal. He was on tatami number 1. I saw it. Said Ubaya. 27 Yukos he scored. 2 Wazaris on the way through.
11-4 against Kozaki. He is another one that's just so electric, so fast and dynamic.
Great introduction there from José Redondo, the ring speaker for Luka Maresca. This is how he came through the rounds and the round robin into the quarterfinal and the semi-final. Some great scores: 14 Yuko, 1 Wazari, and 5 Ippon.
Wow.
Massive potential.
One thing about Maresca is he always finds a way to win. It's amazing to see his tenacity when he fights. He will always just try and get a point where he needs it, and it's beautiful to watch.
Mehmet Buz of Turkey, the referee for the bout. Just to remind those who aren't so familiar with the kumite, that is 3 points for an Ippon, 2 points for a Wasari, and 1 point for a Yuko. Ippon being kicks to the head or takedowns to the mat, followed up by a technique. Wasari for kicks to the body, 2 points, and Yuko generally for punches or strikes.
Giusto avanti, Giusto avanti. Tienilo lì. Aggrediscilo lì, Luca.
Just on there.
Devi tenere là.
Walk out of top
il
call
busto,
probably.
il busto, no, no.
خذ وقتك يا سعيد.
Dai col busto avanti. Tienilo adesso.
Cautious start between each of them.
Non fallo partire, tu i ritmi, tuoi.
That first 30
Tuoi
seconds
ritmi,
to a
Luca.
minute is crucial.
نزل الوقت.
Eccolo.
I feel like once
وصل يا سعيد.
one person gets
100%.
that century here,
Schiaccia, schiaccia.
it's going to be very hard to overcome.
Yes, because it's difficult enough to score a point because you've got to meet all 6 criteria. But to have somebody with the
Rompi un po' i
evasive
ritmi.
ability of each of these athletes to get it back if you go down a point and to overcome a
Sveglio,
century,
sveglio Luca.
really
Sveglio.
tough.
Oh,
Really tough.
خلي
quella è una
شيء.
distanza di
This will
nessuno.
be a
Devi stare alla
passivity
tua.
warning for both of them.
ما زال عندنا الوقت ها.
Pronto subito, Luca, pronto subito.
أنا الأول.
Luca will be very careful of the
Out came the front hand from Obaya.
Oh, Luca,
Guarda, show.
non è successo
Guarda,
niente. Non è successo niente.
Just a reminder is that it was Obaya who came out on top in the encounter between these two in Paris.
Schiaccia un po' di più la distanza.
Is he going to be heading in the same
نزل
direction?
الوقت 0-0.
2 points to 0. He has the Senchu. Luca Moresca from Italy in blue
Stai sui piedi.
has got
stai
2
sui
minutes to
piedi.
change that outcome.
2 points.
Yeah, the
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
the graphic was 2
Hey.
points, but it's actually 1
Yeah.
point. It's just been
Welcome back,
it's just been corrected.
I thought I fell asleep for a second
well,
there.
yeah,
I thought I missed it.
absolutely.
I was like, where's the other point?
A gratuitous point. given.
Oh, I love a Churan Yakuzuki.
سعيد.
That is amazing.
L'ho visto, Luca.
The traditional
Yeah.
Yakuzuki.
لا قارد على وجهه.
And now he has 2 points.
Yeah.
Ti sta lavorando sui tempi, vai col primo.
I have a
Stimola
gut
prima di
feeling that
partire.
Maresca is a bit
Let's
too
go,
cautious
let's
about the
go,
head
let's
kicks
go.
because that's what he got
Oui.
done with in Paris.
ويجي يا
Yes.
سعيد.
Da
And
lontano,
so
schiaccia
he's
prima.
not paying attention to the punches.
ويجي يا سعيد.
We've got an athlete who's
Let's go.
capable of both. Well,
Adesso.
good luck with that one.
Quando lo porti lì, Quando lo porti lì,
Positional
Luca.
restart.
1:18,
You reckon? Do you like the
1:18.
positional
I
restart?
don't know. It's not for me to think about that. I just think it's so easy for you then to come out of a place where you're going to potentially
Get a
lose a point,
Yep.
that you can come right back to the centre and start
Reset.
all that work again. It's the same for both, of course, isn't it?
Yep.
I just think it's an interesting concept.
It's good to dream,
وحده.
Yes.
fantasize about different rules.
And the rules are complex enough.
They are.
Lì.
ما غير.
That was.
لا سعيد.
That's
سبل.
exactly what happened in Paris.
Oh, that hooking kick came up.
Dai, sveglio,
Again, it's all about perception from a depth
Yeah.
point of view.
Devi cambiare un po' i
It's
ritmi.
another score though
Lucido, ma
for
cambia i ritmi.
Seydou Baya of Morocco.
مسافة. خلي
Such a long
مسافة.
Kizamizuki.
خلي مسافة.
And again,
سعيد. ما نبدلش.
he certainly
طلع
seems to
على-
have the
Vai,
measure
vai,
of
vai,
Moresca,
vai,
doesn't he?
macina.
Yep. I
Tira,
think
tira, tira, Luca.
Maresca's probably just
T'ho
reaching a
detto,
bit too much.
prova quello che ti ho detto io.
لاعب
Capito?
الوسط.
Prova quello che ti ho detto io.
And the way Seydou Baya is just changing from kicks to punches,
لا. إيه.
it's difficult for Moresca to know what's coming.
So
Sei tu che devi
unpredictable.
fare l'incontro.
It's
مسافة. جاء. خليها.
signs of
جاء.
an amazing athlete, and everyone at this level can do everything. And so you've got to be aware of it all. But when you're as lethal as Ubaya,
Ok, dai. Vai Luca, vai.
28. إيه.
still
شوف.
time. 28 seconds. You've got to.
Yeah, he's got 1 point back.
It's going to be
A
a
3-point
tough.
score would be
ويجي.
leveling the scores.
Luca.
It'll then just come down to the Senchu.
خلي مسافة. خلي مسافة. ما ينعش.
Yep.
إيه. إيه. سير. حد متر.
Into the last 15 seconds we go.
نعم.
Seydou Baya still in
سعيد.
control.
سعيد. إيه. ما تخش
There's a warning for Marecka. His last warning.
I won't count Marecka out now.
Provala, provala, Lu.
Video review request. The judges didn't go for that punch from Marecka.
Good call by the coach, I think. You've got nothing to lose, 5 seconds
Well,
to go.
5 seconds to go. You've got to... If he could do that and then there were a nip on, then he would take the match, of course.
Yeah. It now creates a threat.
So there, he threw in the punch, and then he created the hikate by bringing his body in, rather than pulling the hand back.
Still hikate, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Does it meet the criteria for it? It doesn't matter what I think. I'm not a referee in this situation.
Good at answering these questions, man.
I'm just looking at observation and letting people decide for themselves what they think.
Nice. Solid win.
But it was a solid win, and again, it's back-to-back gold medals for Seido Baya as we get to the halfway stage of the Karate1 Premier League season. Wow, that's going to put him in great stead because he's got Casablanca coming on his home turf as well.
And guarantee he'll probably be in the final match there.
Well, you've got to be on your best form when you're in your home country. You've got all the crowd on your side, certainly.
You get an extra lift, I think, if you're competing in your home country. You feel the crowd and the energy is there. There's nothing like competing at home.
That's right.
Maybe we should have a Premier League or a Series A in Australia. What do you reckon?
Well, I think that would be a wonderful idea. I've been to Australia a few times, to be absolutely fine. My brother, one of my brothers lives there, so another visit would be fantastic.
Well, we're more than happy to have you here in Australia.
Great performance from Seido Baya, and it's lovely to see both of the athletes coming together like that. So much respect for each other.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about this sport, is that the community is so amazing, and we see each other all the time. You know, so we chat, we sit in the sands, we celebrate our wins, and we console each other when we lose together. So it's an amazing community and great people, and it's one of the things that attracts people to do this sport.
If only other elements of life were the same.
Oh, it can be. It can be.
It can be if we try hard enough.
If we try hard enough, yeah.
I think that's the thing.
All love, all love.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, he's an amazing athlete. Textbook.
Very, very
textbook Chudan Gakutsuki. A lot of my fellow teammates in Australia would not like that technique. They don't appreciate the Chudan Gakutsuki, but it's my favorite. I love it.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Don't name names because I think
crazy.
he would be.
I know.
Think he would be, or she.
Yeah. I won't name any names.
But Chudan Gakutsuki is the basis of karate, and it came from Chudan Gakutsuki is a phenomenal technique. Particularly if you're doing ashibarai and turning your opponent and their back is exposed. My goodness.
Yep.
Lethal. Bella Samasheva of Kazakhstan is our next athlete. Just 19 years of age. This is the female kumite minus 55 kilogram category. She's up against Viola Lalo of Italy. Italy getting a lot of athletes into the medal positions, aren't they?
It's actually insane to see so many Italians in medal matches and semi-finals, quarterfinals. They're just a powerhouse country.
Well, they've got great leadership. Davide Benatello, of course, is the president of the Federation for Italy. And here is the track record for the tournament. 21 Yukos. No ippon scored yet. One Wasari on the way through. Some great scores though.
Look at that, 2 Italians on the road, and she's got 1 more to get through. 19 years old, you said?
Just 19 years of age, that's true. She's been a Karate1 Premier League winner in the A Series, but she hasn't won a Premier League itself. World silver medalist at under 21. Viola Lalo, again, great scores consistently all the way through. 6-0 win in the round robin against Gulama Usanova. 5-4 semi-final defeat over Abarici from Algeria. Abarici then went on to lose out in the bronze medal encounter with Toro Meneses of Chile. Tahir Hay of Algeria, the referee for the bout.
I haven't seen any of these fighters up until this point, so it'll be interesting to see.
Dai, coraggiosa. Forte. Forte, cazzuta, ci sono io qua,
You can always expect some fireworks with Kazakhstan athletes. Fantastic nation for karate.
Ce la facciamo,
Tremendous fighting spirit.
Yep.
Eccola. Sì, sì, sì. Brava, brava. Ok. Ancora un po', ancora un po', ancora un po'. Sì, sì, perfetto, perfetto. Va bene. Bene, va bene, tu dovevi andare a Ciudana, capito?
Four judges
Non fa
going for
niente,
the
va
point.
bene. Tu Ciudana.
Great anticipation, Gag.
Uguale, stesso lavoro.
There's the Senchu advantage.
Uguale, uguale, un po' più secca, va bene, Sì, sì, sì, stringila là, stringila là. Fintala bene, falla sbagliare,
Lalo
poi vai tu,
certainly
Ciuda.
increased her work rate
Ora,
now that she's
ora,
lagging
fai una finta
behind
bene.
with that 1 point.
Ok, ok. Quando la porti là, fai una finta secca e poi vai
First
giù.
warning from Samasheva.
It may look like that Samasheva is uncomfortable with the situation, but I think she's just keeping her active defense going and not just
Abbiamo tempo,
staying in one spot. I think she's showing that she's still engaging in the fight, threatening with some
Uguale,
techniques,
sempre là,
but
portala, brava,
ultimately just
tranquilla,
looking to
tanto non fa
defend.
nulla, non fa nulla. Brava, brava, perfetto.
Samasheva going in with a kick.
Uguale,
But
sempre
it's the
là,
point from
lavora
Lalo
sempre
to
all'angolo,
get the
prestala
support
piano
from the
piano
judges.
e poi alza il ritmo e falla sbagliare. E vai tu, Ciuda.
And that'll do wonders to build her confidence.
Ogni tanto parte
Now
così,
that
è
she's leveled the
prevedibile,
score, just the Senchu.
No, no,
to
là,
overcome.
sempre là. Ok, ok. Non ti fermare, lo devi fare tu.
Showed that fighting
Fallo tu,
spirit
non
you
ti
were
fermare.
referring to from Kazakhstan.
Guarda che sei più
It's good to
forte,
see.
ingrana,
It looked a bit
ingrana.
messy and scrappy in that situation there, and the moment that was clean and crisp was the scoring technique,
Graniamo,
which
dai.
is it
Alzaglielo un po', che
highlights
impazzisce.
even more so.
Sì, sì, sì.
That's fantastic as well. Just not enough finish on that.
Va bene, va bene.
Lalo needs to be a bit more
Quello
cautious
là,
and ready
quello
for
là.
that
Quel
exchange.
lavoro, ma parti tu prima, 1, 2, Ciuda. Prima di lei, prima di lei.
It's good the way that the
Va
athlete
bene
just
così, va
calmly
bene,
turns
glielo
and
mettiamo, tranquilla.
seeks advice from the coach. Without
Apri anche Diogo
much
Gheri e
fuss,
poi
just
vai,
a
e poi
nod.
vai.
Yeah, I understand what you're
E
saying.
poi vai
I'll
però.
implement that, whatever it was. Let's see if it is effective. It's certainly putting her opponent under pressure.
Sì,
Hopefully
It
that's exactly what
I'm
you said.
sure that's exactly what
Yeah.
the coach said to do.
All'angolo, pressa e vai.
That connection is so important to have
Con calma,
both
con
understanding
calma,
from
con calma.
competitor and
Tanto
coach
impazzisce, con
to
calma.
execute. You only have 3 minutes to
Ora guarda
change
che
plan,
parte
change
lei,
tack, so to understand your athlete and to understand your coach is very, very
Apriti
important.
cocchiere e vai. Sì, sì, sempre là deve stare.
Oh, now things are
Got a
becoming
tail.
really interesting. That strategy change
Però là è molli,
coach
sempre combattente.
suggested is paying dividends. It's now Yana Lalo who's in the lead, 3 points to 2.
Sì, sì,
Samasheva
là è molla.
will have to become the aggressor. She has to get at least 1 point,
Non in linea.
level the score at 3-3, then that green triangle, that century will come into play.
Lalo is much better when she's on the attack and she's going first.
She changed again, didn't she? Just slipped back into that defensive posture, thinking that she'd held on to that 1 point lead.
I think, I don't know, I can't read minds and can't read lips, but I think the incentive was to push forward, and that's when she scored those 2 points and initiate the exchange. That's when she's far more successful.
And now the video review. And if this is going to be a realistic prospect of scoring.
I don't think so.
It's more hopeful thinking. And,
Là deve stare, là che non ci
last
sa
42
stare.
seconds.
Kinzami e serve,
Now Lalo is putting pressure on her opponent. Samasheva takes a Jogai, second yellow card she'll receive.
Con calma, ragiona, glielo facciamo uno, ne dobbiamo fare fatto bene.
38 seconds is a lot of time left on the clock.
Ma pressala
Just to
bene
score
là,
1 point.
Occhio.
She needs to go first here.
Di nuovo all'angolo, sì,
She
ce
needs
l'hai.
to be aggressive, positive,
Va bene.
forceful. She's forced
Ce
another
lo
error
facciamo alla fine,
I like it.
recupera.
against Samasheva. Samasheva now, 25 seconds. She will have to try and hang on to that win, that narrow lead with the Senchu, but Lalo
Forza,
has
piano.
a tail up, if she were an, so to speak, and she's looking for another positive score. There was a punch there from Lalo, but there was a punch also from Samasheva, who received the score from the judges.
And that's what she needs to keep doing, Samasheva, is just keep looking for scores, not just pure defense.
Exactly.
She's getting caught.
And when she does, she's successful.
Vai, chiudano, vai. Aspetta un attimo, aspetta, ehi, calmati un attimo.
The distancing from Lalo is not right, is it? She's getting herself into, she's getting too close before she springs her attack, and she falls into the trap of the defensive Samasheva.
Vai.
And she's just falling into the trap, moving too close, hoping for something to muster up a point. But
Now there's an air of desperation from Lalo, isn't there?
yeah, too much reaching now.
6 points to 3. She's got to score a big ippon in this last 4 or 5 seconds, and
You never know.
Samasheva can take that step off the tatami. She has done. She'll lose the century though.
But you never know
Still
what
2
can happen.
seconds. Yeah, you're right, Mitchell. Because if Lalo produces an ippon score in 2 seconds, and she can,
She'd get the win.
but the ippon.
Yeah. Oh,
Quello devi fare.
Samasheva though,
Non mi interessa.
cleverly stands her ground.
Va bene.
that was a match of swings and roundabouts, that one.
Absolutely.
Good win. At 19 years of age. You said she's won a Series A before?
What? Yes, she has indeed. What a prospect though.
Yeah.
She's no stranger. She has been a silver medalist in the Karate1 Premier League, but she changed weights. She's come up from minus 53.
Interesting. Oh, from a junior weight
Yes.
category. Right,
Yeah.
I was like 53?
Yeah, from a junior weight.
Yeah.
So she's doing okay. And quite a prospect for the future, no doubt.
Are we going back to Kata now?
So we are going to go back to Kata. We're going to have to say goodbye for a little while, Mitchell, but come back because we have more gold Kumite bouts to look forward to.
Awesome. Thanks. See you in a second.
So as the mat has been sorted out, ready, we have Ariel Torres Gutierrez from the United States, Olympic bronze medalist. Ariel Torres has been 5 times a Karate1 Premier League bronze medalist. Bronze medalist in the World Championships, 4 times Pan American champion. And welcome back, Claudia Lauslow.
Hello, nice to see you again.
From Canada. And now, Claudia, we have our grand winner, Nishiyama Kakero. What a sensational athlete he is. And you're a kata player predominantly. Obviously, you're a female kata player, but you know, of course, you know these guys as well.
Yes, I've been following them for sure. I've actually gotten a chance to meet and watch Nishiyama for the first time in 2019 back in Montreal for the Series A, back in Canada. And every Pan American Championship, of course, we see Ariel Torres, so he's doing great.
So here is the track record for the qualification. Ariel Torres Gutierrez, but he hasn't scored Wazaris or Yukos or Impons because that's not the discipline for Kata.
It's okay, it's a sit there fight. Maybe they're counting the amount of kicks in his
that would be something, wouldn't it? So, Claudia, you're Commonwealth champion, Pan American bronze medalist. My goodness, you've won so many titles. It's great.
Thank you so much.
You're the Canadian national champion. From a kata point of view, what would you advise people to look out for on the mat? Because kata is a discipline obviously they don't know much about. So what would it be for you to talk about? Look out for this or look out for that.
Oh, so definitely basing it off the criteria. There's so many things to pick out on, but specifically for these 2 competitors coming up right now in the finals, I think in terms of physique and sorry, not physique, but their physical strength, they should be pretty on par at this point. So now we're looking more into the technical detail of all of their techniques. Maybe how they're able to showcase like their power from the ground up, right? Because I think
so you need a connectivity between your upper and lower body.
Definitely. But yeah, strength for both of them seem like they could be on par at this point.
Well, certainly since the Olympics, Ariel Torres has grown in his quality of kata. He's looking so good and on form. And I mean, he beat Moto in the semi-finals. Tremendous.
Yeah, lots of improvement over the years.
His choice of kata, Anandai.
Very explosive start.
And this is a very close match it will be. We have the bronze medalist in Paris against the gold medal winner in Paris in Nishiyama Kakero. We have the grand winner for the 2023 season in Nishiyama. And we have the Olympic bronze medalist in Ariel Torres. So very,
yes,
very
tough
tight,
match.
isn't it?
Tough match, yeah.
Much more difficult than it looks to do that, isn't it?
Perfectly still, good control, soft, hard technique. Yep. And it's all controlled by the breath as well. So I can hear his feet sliding on the mats, and that's coordinated with his breath. So it's even more entertaining this way to see the connection and the amount of control he has.
Do you think he'll be pleased with that performance, Claudia?
I think so. I think it's something to be really proud of, to be even in the finals. So Ariel, he looks like the guy who would analyze everything that he's done. So maybe he's hard on himself. You never know. But I think it's something to be very proud of, this performance.
Well, it wouldn't be wrong to pat himself on the back, so to speak, just being in the final.
Yes.
You see the gold embroidery on the shoulders of Nishiyama Kakero, signifying his grand winner status, his choice of kata Chibana no Kushanku.
I think similar to Chatanyara no Kushanku, it's very explosive, speed-based kata. So Chibana is something I'm going to be looking for speed, but I think Nishiyama does his best in contrasting between soft and hard in this kata as well. So his play on Chibana no Kushanku's timing is going to be very different and unique to his style.
Maintaining the level of concentration with so many techniques. So difficult.
Yes, and the breath is still being controlled and maintained throughout the whole kata. So many explosive movements, and yet the breath is still relaxed in between.
So each technique is tension, relaxing, tension, relaxing.
Takes tremendous skill to practice this, right? To master all of this. Very stable landing as well. No extra movements. Everything between Ariel and Nishiyama, I believe they both have very good power coming from the ground up. So it's going to be a hard match. I'm not sure now.
Again, you're not sure.
I do think, though, this kata, Chibana, being known for its speed, I think he's doing such a good job putting his trademark on it, Nishiyama, and making that contrast again between soft and hard. So we'll see.
Are you going to go for blue then?
In this case, I'm inclined a little bit to go for blue.
Okay, let's have a look. It's going to be close call. It'll be very,
Yeah.
very close in the performances. 8-1, 8-6, 8-6, 9, 8-7, 9-1, 8-8, 9-1, 8-8, 9-2, 8-8, 9-3, 8-8. Oh my goodness me. Big win. 45.7 against 43.7. Wow.
And again, being a referee is a tough job because I'm unsure if I'm making the right decision. But you know, we know what we're training for, and seeing that they're showcasing the right stuff, like this is great.
Do you work? I mean, the federation, your president, who I know very well, Craig Vokey, great leader. But do you get to work with the referees in Canada when you're practicing your kata? So you get to know what the referees are thinking.
Not often do we do that, but in my province of British Columbia, we do have a couple local tournaments, and that's where we get to see the referees and they get to see us if we perform. But there's not much socializing going on or communication between the refs and the athletes.
Okay.
We obviously have some refs who belong to our associations and they are within our dojos, but we perfect our craft the most we can as athletes for doing kata practice every day.
That was a great performance of Nishiyama Kekeru. 45.7. Big score.
Yeah, those drops were very impressive as well.
And absolutely, there was no...
Still, yeah. Very
Perfectly still.
It's like defying gravity. He's working against it, right?
Yeah.
You're using it to his advantage to drop faster. So, again, lots of control in his own muscles. So.
Brilliant. We're going to be moving away from kata and back to kumite. Just before we do, I'd like to say huge thank you, Claudia, and I wish you the best possible for the future in your endeavors. And I don't want to see you commentating anymore. I want to see you on the tatami.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Thank you. Take care. Ready for the female plus 68 kilogram category. This is Joanna Knier of Germany. And she's up against Maria Torres Garcia, former world champion. Garcia was a silver medalist at the World Championship. She was also a silver medalist in the World Games. Karate1 Premier League winner in Paris. So she really is on form. So welcome back, Mitchell Durham, for the matches in Kumite. Mitchell.
Glad to be back. It's good to see Maria Torres fight always. World champion 2021. And she was so close to making it back-to-back in Budapest last year. But she is just such an amazing fighter. She is the aggression queen, I think. Yeah.
Aggression queen, eh? Wow. That's going to be something to live up to. But you're right, she's so focused and a ferocious fighter. But she's up against Joanna Knier of Germany, who had a fabulous win in the semi-finals. 11-3, look, she got in that semi-final encounter against Berotseva.
Yeah, it was a dominant performance.
And Berotseva, the Olympic bronze medalist, World Games gold medalist, went on to win her bronze medal 8-6 against Rochelle Walters of England.
That was a good match as well. It was a close match, very close.
Dinar Gozel Gurbez from Turkey, wife of Mehmet Gurbez. So there's a very much family tradition of karate.
Va, Mary, va, Venga, atención desde el principio, ¿vale?
She did
No nos
compete in
sorprende
Paris
nada.
Clear, but no medals. Garcia Torres, on the other hand, did compete in Paris also and took the gold medal.
Against Rochelle.
Yes.
So Rochelle's up there with you know,
Oh yes,
medal
up,
contention.
yeah, rubbing
so
shoulders with the best of the
for
best.
sure.
Perfecto, Mary, eh?
Kinnear became the European champion in Guadalajara in Spain in 2023. 26 years of age, both of them.
Venga, muy bien.
Kinnear having that slightly
Tranquila, tranquila.
greater height
Puedes ir tocándola
and
abajo si
reach
quieres, ¿vale?
advantage. But as
La
you
mano
say,
despega
the
la cuerda
powerhouse of Maria Torres.
I don't think Maria is phased at all by height or reach. She usually fights athletes that have that range and that height, and she always manages to get past it and bulldoze her way through. She usually likes to close the distance coming here and then make some action through here, whether it's a takedown or pulling out for a punch.
She certainly does intend on standing her ground, doesn't she? Not a move back by even a centimetre.
Jojo, lang überlaufen geht. Lang überlaufen. Das passt.
Potential score here.
The punch came over the top because she has to, because Kinnear is that much taller.
And that's dedication and guts to run in when that knee is coming straight for your guts.
Absolutely.
Maybe the punch got a little bit disrupted on the way through. What do you think?
Well, there could be an issue of Zanchin as well, because she throws the punch and then she turns away, doesn't she?
Wir haben Zeit, nicht hektisch werden, ha? Ruhig bleiben,
Yes,
Druck
it's been
bleiben,
accepted.
aber
Arriba no puede pasar nada, ¿vale?
So there's the confirmation. 1.4 Garcia
Mira el boquete de
over
la
Torres.
barriga, ¿vale? Con el cuerpo atrás.
She
Cuando
has
tú
the
lo ves.
century that goes with it.
No hay nada. Muy bien. Perfecto, Mary, perfecto.
I like this direction that Kinnear is taking,
Intenta cortarla de uno, ¿vale?
putting
Por
the
abajo,
pressure on
¿vale?
and trying to beat Maria at her
Pero
own
ahora hazla
game
que
almost.
falle, ¿vale? Ahora hazla que falle. Venga, viene loca ya, ¿eh?
She's just got to be careful when you come into those closer counters.
Tú puedes salir de una a la barriga como Aguachigueri, ¿eh?
wach sein.
Seguimos. Esa es la que tú tienes que hacer, ¿vale? Pero tranquila, ¿vale? La prisa la tiene ella. Muévela un
Coming
poquito y
up to
arráncate
the
con eso.
halfway stage. Still Garcia. Maria Torres Garcia still in the lead.
My
But
goodness.
that's all changed.
Vale, no pasa nada,
My
Mary.
word.
No pasa nada. Es que
That went
no-
around the world
no
and
podemos
came
hacer
back.
dos ahí,
Didn't it
¿vale?
just? 3 points to Joanna Kinnear.
Venga, va, tranquila.
Now takes the lead. And
Oh,
Torres stamping the ground, demanding the point.
I don't
Video
mind-
review.
yeah. And I think it was before
Queda sin tarjeta ahora, ¿eh? Alguna
Maria's
vamos a
punch
tener.
as well.
Let's have a
Manos
look,
por arriba, ¿vale?
see if you're right.
Oh, but I
Did it
think
go
it
past though?
just missed.
That's the question. As Torres came in.
But I like this strategy of, you know, as soon as Maria is trying to initiate that score, is just immediately firing off that Kizami with her length.
Sin problema,
Yeah,
¿vale?
absolutely.
You know,
Of course she
Estamos a un
she
punto,
should
va. No hay
take
que
full
volvérselo,
advantage
estamos
of
a
the
un
reach
punto.
that she has.
¡Wow!
Oh,
Weitermachen,
Mawashi
weitermachen.
didn't quite come off, but that great Ashi Barai sweep from Torres. She's
maybe a
going to
bit too
get
high.
Pero
the
escúchame,
Direkt rein mit dem Überlauf.
perceived
no
as a
tengas
kick
tanta
rather than
prisa,
a
¿vale?
clean sweep, but it did unbalance
Minuto y 20.
Kinnear.
ahora.
Wach sein, lösen.
I'd be careful in those
Vorderer Fuß wieder nehmen
close
als
situations.
Konter. Konterfuß.
If I was Kinnear.
Into the last minute of the bout.
Sehr gut.
María, no te tire, cariño.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
She is Such speed
and flexible
and
and
flexibility.
just the accuracy.
Just comes from nowhere. 3 points against the former world champion, the current world silver medalist.
6-2, a big deficit to come back from, especially with the threatening legs like that.
She's got to get inside those kicks, hasn't she? Still got 1 minute on the clock. She's got another point back. She's closed the distance to within a potential 3-point score. She still has that sensual advantage. She has to keep out of the way of those kicks from Kinnear. There was a front hand punch from Kinnear that time.
Great evasive maneuvers there.
Yeah.
And then not just sticking to defense.
And a change of tactic. So we've still got 1 minute of this. And there's plenty of scores still to be had between these two, I'd say. Oh, again! That incredible kick from Joanna Kinnear.
Oh my goodness.
Incredible.
That, and just to the three of the same thing.
But with no effort whatsoever. The leg just comes up, bang. Another 3 points. 10 points to 3. She leads now.
Oh, that's it.
Should I say 11 points to 3? She's scoring quicker than we can announce the scores. Fantastic, Joanna Kinnear.
That's the win.
Yeah. It's the 8-point differential between the two of them.
It's the same score as her semi-final match, I think.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. She is...
It was 11-3, her semi-final match.
Wow. And just from looking at it, if you weren't to understand who these athletes are, or you know what weight category they're just moving like lightweights. It is crazy. I mean, looking back at maybe like 10 years ago, I think heavyweights would never move like this.
Oh, the female plus 68. I wouldn't like to call them heavy.
Sorry. Sorry.
But the plus...
My bad.
Protocol, diplomacy. But no, plus 68 kilogram.
Yep.
Fantastic. But we do have the big guns of the males category to come up next.
Yep.
That's the plus 84 kilogram. Just a chance to have a look at some of the action from that bout.
See one of these kicks again. There we go.
Excellent kick. That came on the back of the head.
Yep. The problem is these kicks are so quick.
Fantastic.
It's so hard to see them in real time.
Now that first technique that we saw, the first Uramawashi, could well have been one of the techniques that didn't score.
Could have been.
But those last two were absolutely spot on.
Yep. This should be another amazing match.
We have come to the last of the gold medal bouts. This is the male plus 84 kilogram, and it's between Croatia and Egypt. And two great fighters once more. Anđelo Kvesic for Croatia. We're waiting the referees to make their way to the tatami. Mahmoud Tariq. Mahmoud was the gold medal winner in Paris.
He just missed out on a gold medal at the World Championships last year against Mehdi Falali. Unfortunately, Mehdi is injured at the moment. He's going through some surgery.
Falali, yes.
But very, very close match that was.
See the journey to quarter-final, semi-final.
Wow.
Brother of Ivan Kvesic, another example of a great family tradition for the sport of karate.
Two fierce competitors, these two Kvesic boys.
Mahmoud, 21 Yukos on his way through.
His fellow teammate in the quarterfinals. This is another match you can expect some amazing kicks from Taha Mahmoud.
Kahinger Babayev of Azerbaijan, the referee. Touching gloves, respect for each other.
And now to battle to the end.
3 minutes. Male Kumite plus 84 kilogram. Testing, opening, switching stances, probing, looking for a weakness.
Doesn't seem to want to give up that mirror stance, the toe-to-toe action. He wants to remain same foot forward as his opponent. I wonder why that is.
It was good, the referee's decision there to allow the match just to develop into the corner. He didn't want to call for passivity because Kvesic was forcing Mahmoud off the tatami. So it was a great example of refereeing there.
It's a tough job.
Front hand attempt from Mahmoud.
Ooh. Mazari was close. Maybe he's asking for the review.
The coach is certainly, Kvesic looked across to the coach and asked for that to be considered. And there was a kick round the back.
He seemed very confident in that.
That came in a short technique, a short kick to the back. There's the kick going in. I mean, he could have possibly rotated a little further to get, but a big kick like that could well get himself a 2-point score. All depends on how the video review team perceive that. Did it have good form, vigorous application, Zanchin, proper timing, correct distance, sporting attitude. A lot to consider to score a point. All has to be there. One is missing, it's not a score.
Sad samo dole nizak si koncentriran, isti ritam, sve isto. Nemoj forsirat ništa.
I don't know if there's a...
Well, the crowd seems to like it. And
yep, and the video team accepted it, so it's a 2-point score and a Senchu advantage. So that will settle, and Yellow
Ne smijete iznenaditi na pravo crveno. Može i tvoja reakcija prva, slobodno.
Now
Ne
look
mora
out
samo
for
čekati. Malo niži.
Ahar Mahmoud now. He'll be putting on more pressure as we come to the halfway point. Straight away, he opens his scoring with a Yuko.
That Kizami is so dangerous. It's so fast and it comes from so far away.
Iščisti ga prednje, ali prednju nogu. Prednju nogu kući maksimalno. I na čišćenje, i na reakciju na presretanje. Slobodno.
Half the fight left.
Čisti ga s prednje malo kad ti blizu dođe. Moraš ga maknuti.
Mahmoud still trailing by 1 point and the century advantage. Tries another high punch. Kvesic just calmly steps back out of danger. Now back in command. Putting Mahmoud on the back foot in the corner.
Malo se povuci nazad. Uče Kizami. Evo.
هو راجع من حتى هو راجع.
Može i tvoja akcija, slobodno. Nemoj ga čekati. Ej, može i tvoja prva akcija.
Just a little overzealous on the grabbing there. Almost ripped his gi off.
Absolutely. And he's going to get the warning for that. Kvesic on his second warning. In fact, both of them, to be fair. Ooh, front hand there from Mahmoud as Kvesic moved in.
Just a bit of a lapse of concentration there probably from Kvesic stepping into the distance. Now it gets interesting.
Čisti ga s prednje, nisko ti je. Osjeti malo, još malo niži dole. Niži od tebe tu. Tako, bravo. Tako. Sad se nabaciti. Budi spreman.
I think Kvesic needs to be a little bit more on the front foot to disrupt Mahmoud's preparation.
Yeah, because he's trying to get the set, isn't he? And Mahmoud then threw in 2 punches. Both of them getting points though. Two judges went for each of them.
Imagine that, having 2 world champion coaches in the stands.
Incredible, isn't it?
Malo tijelo nazad, spusti se više na zadnju nogu. A imaš kretnju, slobodno ubrzaj kretnju, nemoj da bude dominantniji u kretnji. Sitno cijelo, tako tu ga kazni.
21 seconds. Mahmoud wants another point to overcome the century advantage held by Angelo Kvesic. That's interesting. The first one went in. Did it hit the hand? Did it get through the guard?
Almost ricocheted off his chest first. This is a tricky one. I'm glad I'm not a referee.
Yeah, you can see, you're right. You know, it kind of hits the chest and slips up. That's what it appears to do. Bearing in mind, the judges have got an instinctive millisecond to make a decision, and you can see sometimes how difficult that might be to make that choice. You see the glove actually depress on the chest, and then it goes
in that moment that you see it in real
time, yeah,
may look like a score worthy.
But the video review team have the benefit of hindsight, and they would have considered that. And that's why it's been rejected. Took the sting out of the tail.
That's a good one. Wow.
Now, Kvesic has all judges going for that score.
He was lucky to score that one because I think if he missed, Mahmoud was coming strong with a punch straight away.
But Mahmoud does not have the card any longer, and there's still 16 seconds on the clock. And he has a point and a century to overcome. He's going to be looking for a higher score. Oh my goodness me!
That was amazing.
Best technique of the day?
100%. That's it should be technique of the day for sure.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So
Mahmoud coming in, Vesic, one-handed, takes him down, bang. Thank you very much. That's another 3 points.
Very smart as well, because you could feel that Mahmoud was reaching for that kick, starting to search for the Uramawashi.
Yep.
He knew. He knows.
Mahmoud decides
Just
that, no, I'm not going to beat you now. It's your day. Great result for Angelo Vesic.
What a great battle. What a way to finish it off with a spectacular move like that.
Well, what a great final match, final technique of a fantastic competition, Antalya 2024 Karate1 Premier League. Great result.
It's amazing. There's some quality matches here and a great spectacle for world karate, I think.
Certainly was tremendous.
It'll be interesting to see what happens in Cairo when it's on his home turf.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. No doubt he will go away and study that match in particular, and others, of course, Mitchell. And I'm sure he's going to decide how he's going to approach that. He took a gold in Paris, and Vesic didn't medal in Paris.
It's the way it goes in karate.
Yeah, of course. Here we go.
Oh my goodness. So
Brilliant.
clean.
Brilliant technique.
Yeah, well deserving. That is one scary man, let me tell you.
2 meters plus.
Yeah.
Big guy.
Yep.
I'm glad I'm not on the tatami with him.
Yeah.
I think I'd come up to his kneecap or something like that, maybe. Anyway.
Yep.
That was a great match, and we've come to the end of the session, and we've come to the end of our commentary for the Karate1 Premier League. And Mitchell, it's been a great pleasure to work with you, and thank you very much for your help and expertise and the time that you've given.
Thank you so much for having me on.
I don't want to see you commentating too often.
Oh,
I've said
yes.
this before.
Yep.
We need you on the tatami doing that,
Yep.
producing points like that.
Hopefully I'll get
as
the
much
technique
as
of
possible.
the tournament one day. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure to represent Australia and represent the little guy sometimes, and also to help plug Kaizen culture and the podcast that we're doing. So
yes, and best wishes for that.
Thank you. Yeah.
And just to remind people how they can get onto that podcast.
Sure. Yeah. Jump on the Instagram page, Kaizen Culture, or even just search through Australia Karate Federation. You'll be able to find it. Yeah, we're trying to make some waves within the social media space and the media space within karate. So Kaizen Culture is where you can find us.
That's great. And a big shout out for your sensei.
Branko Bradic, thanks. Owe a lot to that man.
Thanks for letting you get to the point where you're sitting here.
Yeah, no, it's and I just also want to say a big shout out to everyone back home. Australia community gives me a lot of energy.
It's a great federation, isn't it?
Yeah, it gives me a lot of power.
Hani's a fantastic president, does a fabulous job.
Yeah.
Really, really, really good. And I have to say, Australia has got some of the best referees in the world.
Yeah, well, we do represent pretty well in the referees. Like, I think some of the world's most... I think we have Sensei Nia Tran on the commission.
You do indeed.
Yeah.
And
Dion
the
Panosian.
former, God bless him, Con Cassis.
Absolutely.
Beautiful man.
Yeah.
World chief referee. Rosanna, his wife. Rosanna Cassis. Dion Panosian.
Yeah.
And the list goes on.
Con Papa Nicolau.
Yes.
Yes. We have some amazing referees, and
despite all of what we talked about with the distances that you have to travel, the commitment you have to make, but Australia is so supportive of sport, whether it's swimming, whether it's cricket, whatever the sport.
Yeah.
You're winners, aren't you, Australians?
We like to think so.
Yes.
Yeah, we have the pride of the green and gold. And yeah, hopefully that shows on the tatami. So one day you'll see the resurgence of Australia again, and slowly but surely the passion will seep through. So
I'm sure it will. And the big standout moments for you for the competition?
For me personally, I love the plus divisions. Just recently, we're watching with Joanna Kania and Angelo Kvesic. Just an amazing display of speed and athleticism. Obviously the lighter weights, minus, and sure, and yeah, the skills of the athletes these days is amazing to see. So we, witnessing some athletic competitors. You're seeing some more speed in the technique. It's just fantastic.
You're not going to be in Cairo, but you hope to go to Casablanca.
Yep.
What would you say you've learned from the experience you've had here in Antalya?
Well, for me, for my performance this weekend, I was coming in with the mindset to change a few different things and trial a few new strategies and see what works and what doesn't. It's a long 2 years until the lead up for the World Championship, so it's time now to trial new things to see if I can improve my game. And yeah, I've come away with some pretty good learnings and just taking that confidence that in my ability to execute what I need to. And I'm looking forward to trying to do that in Morocco again, because I just love competing. I love it.
So we have an opportunity here now, thank you for that, Mitchell, to look at some of the highlights of the competition.
Wow, and that's exactly what I was saying, the athleticism of some of these athletes, seeing the Uramoshi from pretty much a split stance in the corner from Shajay, and then once again for the minus 60 males, Hooray Samdan, but coming away short against Shaban. That was an amazing battle. Heartbreak for Samdan in his hometown.
It was.
And this is not my specialty.
Seiko Azuma, Kata. There were some fantastic Kata players here, including this wonderful athlete from Hong Kong, China, Lamu Young Grace. We're going to leave you for a moment to enjoy some of the best highlights of the day.
And Claudia was a fantastic co-commentator for Kata, I can imagine.
Exactly.
It's not my specialty. I used to compete in Kata, but this is for her now.
Thank you.
Do you want to say anything, Claudia, to finish off?
Oh, Claudia just come past the commentary position. And we're going to say goodbye from us in the commentary position. Mitchell, Durham, thank you very much for your time. From me, Billy Brennan, until next time, thank you for watching and bye-bye.